The wind screamed like a living thing. Ice cracked beneath every step. The air turned thin, sharp, and cruel. And somewhere above the clouds on the roof of the world, Sir Edmund Hillary raised his wrist to check the time. There, balanced between life and legend, disaster and daring, ticked a quiet triumph of British engineering, a Smith's watch, built not in Switzerland, but in Cheltenham, England. While most remember the flags, the frostbite, and the final push to Everest summit in 1953, watch enthusiasts know that another victory was unfolding, involving a mechanical masterpiece that beat the odds alongside its wearer. This wasn't your typical survival gear. It was proof that a British-made watch could take on the highest, harshest point on Earth and keep perfect time doing so. Let's look at the legendary timepiece that conquered the same inhospitable conditions as Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay, his Sherpa partner. You can still wear that legacy today with a Smith's watch. Before Everest made it famous, Smith's was already a proud name in British craftsmanship. The company produced clocks, instruments, and watches that embodied post-war resilience. These were precision tools built to last. But Smith's wanted more than reliability. It wanted to prove that British engineering could stand shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. So when Sir John Hunt's British Mount Everest expedition sought timepieces for its climbers, Smith's saw its moment. It crafted mechanical watches that could withstand bone-cracking cold, low oxygen, and relentless impact. On May 29, 1953, when Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay reached the summit, a Smith's watch was right there, faithfully ticking away at 29,000 feet. Up on Everest, precision isn't a luxury. It's the difference between survival and not making it off that mountain. Climbers must meticulously time rest periods, track oxygen levels, and calculate the final push to the summit. Every second counts when even the air is trying to kill you. The Smith's Everest watch delivered under pressure. Its hand-wound, shock-resistant movement worked without electricity or batteries. Its bold, legible dial stayed readable even in stormy whiteout conditions. And its case was able to shrug off punishment. It was grit, distilled into gears and steel. This watch kept time and kept pace with history. That's why the Smith's name still rings out among collectors. Why should a 70-year-old British watch matter to you? Because wearing a Smith's is wearing more than metal and glass. It's wearing a story and a legacy. Each Smith's Everest, whether an original or a faithful reissue, carries the DNA of human endurance. It's a piece of history you can wind, wear, and witness in motion. And if you happen to own a vintage model, it deserves more than to just sit forgotten in a drawer. With professional watch repair, you can restore even a neglected vintage Smith's to full working glory, without losing the aged charm that makes it special. Think of it not as repair, but revival, a way to breathe life back into a piece of history and keep it ticking for another generation. Of course, not everyone can track down an actual vintage Smith's Everest. Fortunately, British Horology has a knack for resurrection. Several modern makers have revived the Smith's name, releasing reissues that remain true to the original. That means the same domed acrylic crystals, hand-wound movements, and classic dials that evoke the 1950s. They're not just nostalgic pieces, they're wearable tributes to adventure, designed for those who appreciate vintage style without the fragility of antique mechanics. Whether you're hiking a trail or heading to the office, a Smith's Everest reissue brings a touch of British grit to your wrist, refined but unyielding. If you're lucky enough to own a vintage Smith's, a few smart habits will help keep it in top shape. Avoid water unless the watch has been professionally resealed after service. Wind it gently and regularly to keep the lubricants active. Store it carefully away from moisture and extreme temperatures. And above all, always trust a professional watch repair specialist for servicing. The Smiths Everest watch didn't stop making history after 1953. It continued to inspire it. Every time it's wound, every time its second hand sweeps across the dial, it whispers the same truth that Hillary proved at the summit. Limits exist to be broken. Owning a Smiths means more than owning a watch. It means carrying a fragment of human achievement on your wrist. It means wearing something built to outlast the odds and the years. So whether you've inherited one, discovered one in a vintage shop, or bought a reissue, treat it as more than an accessory. It's a testament to what British craftsmanship once achieved and what it can still do today, one perfectly timed second at a time.